Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And good morning, everyone. We are now in day 2 of our virtual activity, Win with Mathematics, Wave of Innovation with Mathematics. Today, we will be having some more good speakers from our guest speakers, as well as some speakers from CASPAM. And the theme of today's activity is innovative research and building up industry-academia linkages. So I would request Director CASPAM, Professor Dr. Imran Javed, to please welcome all the speakers, all the attendees, and start the session for me, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. After a very productive and a useful day yesterday, where we had all the variety about the marketability and employability, which will be, inshallah, very useful for our young people as well as faculty members. We are in day 2, and we have very renowned professionals, and we are indeed lucky to have them. Dr. Norma Alias from Malaysia. She is famous for innovation as a mathematician. We have a very learned man, Dr. Adnan Qasim Saab, who is always willing to have great industry-academia linkage. We have our very own Dr. Khalid Saifullah Saab, who will be telling about interdisciplinary research, and then we'll be having Dr. Usman Ali Saab, will be talking about these scholarships and other stuff like this. Okay, now I will formally open it, and I'll again thank Dr. Norma, and we'll have a great session with Dr. Norma now. And we have these 4 lectures, and then we'll have a panel discussion, and all young people, they are encouraged to join. And we'll have Dr. Sadia Shakil. She is an expert in our area, and she's the founding director of something very modern. She introduced all this in Pakistan. More precisely, she is founding director of Bio Signal Processing and Computational Neuroscience Lab. So we will be having different professionals, and we'll be witnessing that mathematics is everywhere, and it is useful indeed, and the horizons are still to be known. So I'll formally request Dr. Norma to please start her presentation, and then by the end of our lecture, we can have a few questions from her.
Okay, so let me introduce our first speaker today. She is Dr. Norma Alias, our friend from Malaysia. And Dr. Norma is serving as Associate Professor at the Department of Mathematical Sciences, University Technology, Malaysia. She is also an Associate Research Fellow of Ibn Sina Institute for Scientific and Industrial Research, UTM, and a member of the task force of UTM Online Teaching and Learning. She is also a member of the Malaysian Mathematical Society, Sciences Society, and she has a lot of patents to her credit, and also intellectual property declarations. She has won medals at the Productive Innovation and Invention Expos, and she has much more to offer to the society, to her country, to us as well. So according to the theme of today's webinar, she is, mashallah, an expert. We welcome her, and she will be talking about Industrial Revolution 5.0, ICT, and global insight. Dr. Norma, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I share my screen. Okay, all right. Okay, you can see my sharing screen. All right. Okay, thank you very much to Prof. Dr. Imran. Okay, Center for Advanced Studies in Pure and Applied Mathematics, Baharuddin Zakaria University, Multan, Pakistan. Thank you to Dr. Fiza, okay, for the invitation okay, also from Baharudin Zakaria University, Multan, Malaysia. Okay, I'm Dr. Norma Alias. I would like to share something about Industrial Revolution 5.0, the ICT related to the 5.0, and then the global insight. I'm Dr. Norma from Mathematical Sciences, Faculty of Science, University Technology, Malaysia. So we meet again here for a talk on win with the mathematics. Okay, this is a University Technology Malaysia. Okay, I know since we are in the pandemic, okay, you can see here, okay, the center of University Technology Malaysia is a mosque, right? And then there are a few, okay, blocks here under Faculty of Science, okay, the different location, okay, based on the research, and there is a department, 4 department here. Okay, I'm sharing the department, am I right? Okay, chemistry, mathematics, physics, and biology. Okay, so I'm from Mathematical Sciences, okay, department. All right, so we're also using, okay, implementing a few activities, for example, Global Outlook, okay, Global Outreach Program, Student Abroad, Student Exchange Program, Summer School Abroad, International Invitation Program, and Research Internship Abroad, okay. So this is we call as an outbound, okay, current University Technology Malaysia student wishing to studies overseas, right? For, okay, inbound, okay, we have a student exchange program. We also have student academic visit, okay, UTM, my 3 summer school, and research internship attachment. All right. So this is the activities which is okay, there is a collaboration, okay, with other university. We hope, okay, we can get the collaboration with Baharudin Zakaria University to get in, okay, as a maybe visiting academic, Faculty of Science. We have so many countries involved as a visiting academic, all right. So the global collaboration for international partnership, okay, we are going to have a MOU and MOA between UTM and Baharudin Zakaria University. Okay, we also have a LOC and LOI, okay, along the way during the pandemic, okay, pandemic COVID-19 started from 2020 to 2021. All right, so the global outlook here, okay, Alhamdulillah, okay, in Malaysia, okay, we are under number 2 material sciences mathematics, okay, number 2 in Malaysia for environmental sciences, and then number 3 in chemistry, okay, area, and number 5 in biological sciences, Alhamdulillah. All right, so now I would like to share with you, okay, about the topic here, okay, what is the future for the 5th Industrial Revolution, all right, including ICT and the global insight, including, okay, I want to touch a few topics. For example, here ialah Educator 4.0, teaching, learning, and research development, Industrial Internet of Things, the global high performance computing, and the smart city. Okay, now we go for the smart city during pandemic. People, okay, always, okay, quite keep engaged with the smart city, and then we now forward to the 5th Industrial Revolution. Some countries, okay, agree that they are considered as a 5th Industrial Revolution implementation and the conclusion. All right, thank you very much, okay, for invitation these 2 slots. Okay, I try to deliver, okay, to share knowledge in this session. Okay, thank you very much. And then this is an abstract. I know already, okay, distribute in this, okay, web banner. Okay, I try to communicate with you, okay, a few items, okay, a few knowledge in this, okay, the red color. Okay, I think Dr. Fiza see, okay, actually Dr. Fiza also okay, suggest the abstract for me. All right, so now let's go for the first one, okay, teaching, learning, and research development. All right, so before that, we know already we are almost in the COVID-19 pandemic, almost 600 days. Okay, 600 days started from February 2020. 2020. So we already implement online teaching. Okay, we are already implement the school, okay, the school, the smart school, the better school, and so on. All right, so I hope I can share with you, okay, how we are, okay, implementing the online teaching and learning. Okay, I hope I can share with you now. All right, so you can see here. All right, okay. We are very, okay, active. Okay, we are very active. You can see here, okay, my video. Okay, my video. We are sitting in front of the computer with a device, okay, computer, laptop, all right, and then iPad, okay, to communicate with the student. All right, we do many tools to communicate with them, okay, writing, video, presentation, animation, okay, Educator 4.0 tools, okay, to make sure that we can empower the student, provoke ideas, okay, and then inspire them. All right, invite them for the keep engaged with us. Okay, this is a problem with us who are quite active with the education 4.0. All right, we do so many devices, okay, to do a provocation. Okay, for me, I love to use handphone. You know why? Because it's very easy. Okay, for people, for my student, just a click. Okay, with one click, I can get a feedback, very fast feedback. All right, so this is one of the feedback where I really appreciate when students, okay, send me a feedback, and then I can view through my cloud. All right, so I'm also using, okay, a few apps, for example, Quizzes, Quizlet, all right, and then Mentimeter. All right, I'm using Propose. I'm also using Kahoot. All right, and many what we call Google Form to keep engaged with the student, to get a feedback with them, because they are very far from me. They are from, okay, out of the countries, out of the stage, and so on. So this is what we do. All right, so we do the also traditional assessment, okay, alternative assessment for the what we call as a formative and summative assessment. Okay, I'm using maybe portfolio, video, okay, reflect journal, and so on, to make sure that I'm using the formative, okay, assessment with the student. Okay, this is very important. All right, and then we also have the learning management system, okay, to make sure that we can run the asynchronous, okay, and synchronized mode with the student. All right, so our university run everything in the automated, okay, and some of them sending data to the cloud, and we analyze the data from the cloud. All right, so you can see here, okay, there are so many styles, okay, to communicate with the students. Some of you, okay, communicate using the that I told you. I'm using Propose, okay. I'm also using some Educator 4.0. Nearpod is very familiar with me. Canvas is very good to do the presentation, and then video oriented to send a question with the student, and then the feedback is really appreciated. So that's what we do now. All right, so now, okay, based on the device network communication, okay, and then we also have data mining, okay, to analyze the data. All right, we have that machine learning to analyze the data, and this is really give us the good feedback and enhance our teaching and learning day by day, okay, semester by semester, and so on. We hope we can meet the student. We want to meet a student on October, but we're not sure. It depends on the how the effective vaccination in our country, okay, how the vaccination can protect us, okay, for the COVID-19, okay, outbreak. So this is a problem. Okay, so what we do now, we still keep engaged with the student like this. Okay, I'm keep engaged with my student to do the examination, online examination on the video. Okay, and then I can see, okay, what they are doing at home, and then they ask, they're answering my question, for example, and if they have a problem, okay, they can communicate through the chat or through the voice or through the synchronized region. All right, so this is what we do. All right, and then we do marking, okay, with the student. We do a screen marking, digital marking, or use a telegram to do a marking on screen using the fingers and so on. So this is the way how to make a fast feedback to the student. All right, and then what we do now, okay, the system, okay, that we getting now is become better based on the education 4.0 apps, okay, courseware, software, device, okay, and then the platform, okay, platform, right? So I'm stop sharing, okay. So this is a we hope that, okay, the process will be continue, right, on the smart classroom, okay, based on the management software for better, okay, school operation. All right, so that's we do, right? And then this is a okay recycle we do every day, okay, the solution, okay, the content should be e-content, digital content, okay. We're quite expert to do the video in a few minutes, okay, do animation in a few minutes, get a cartoon to make the emotional intelligent, okay, to attract the student to our message. We also apply 3 types of the pedagogy. Okay, pedagogy, where student keep engaged with this, student determined learning, student active, okay, do the active learning, collaborative learning, and so on. We also do peer meanings that a group, okay, we do a broadcast, and then we also do a breakout room, okay, for the co-learning, or we call as a collaborative learning, all right, group, okay, exercises and so on. So of course, okay, we cannot run, okay, away from the cybergogy, where we engage with the learner engagement in online environment. For example, you and me, okay, we are using Zoom, all right, at the same time they also have the streaming at the Zoom through the live YouTube. All right, so that's we are doing now. All right, so cybergogy is one of the important, okay, tool. Some of you using the using video conferencing, some of you using a streaming based on the YouTube or in the Facebook. All right, so what we are create from the educator 4.0, of course we are preparing the student, we are preparing our customer for the future job, for fulfill the industrial 4.0, 5.0. All right, so this is a job spec that I introduced here. Okay, for example, okay, for my area, mathematics, okay, I'm always, okay, help the student to be a data analyst or data scientist or software developer or ICT, okay, service provider. All right, and then to support a maybe data provider, maybe system developer, and so on. So why? Because they are already trained, okay, already trained based on the programming, based on the educator 4.0 skill, okay, based on the page that they are always, okay, looking, okay, when they attend my class. Right, so that is a educator 4.0. So what we do now, okay, still in the journey, okay, transferring from the face-to-face to the visual learning, what we call as a blended learning. All right, so in Malaysia, almost, okay, 100% visual learning, online learning. All right, there is no face-to-face or blended learning. All right, so now let's we go to the, okay, tools to support our teaching and learning. All right, to support our research, okay, to support our activities, daily activities, a lifestyle. All right, nowadays, okay, what is that? Internet of Things. Okay, so people always say, what is an Internet of Things? This is a new terminology actually, because we deal with the so many what we call so many tools. Okay, for example here, okay, I deal with the people, student, I deal with the things here is not just handphone. Okay, I try to communicate with the student through the handphone. Okay, why handphone? Because very easy, okay, for student to keep engaged with me. All right, so all right, and then I'm also okay, using many devices, not just a mobile phone. Okay, I'm using, okay, for example, iPad, all right, and then handphone, all right, and then a screen, okay, screen device, okay, and then I'm also using electronic device, okay, and for the home application here I'm using the remote, okay, sensor in my house, and of course to save energy we are using a solar to communicate with the others people, all right. So this is a one to make sure that there is a communicate between the device, the people, okay, the function of the device, and then the cloud. Okay, we are not saving a data in the CPU because the data is a big data, is a terabyte, is a gigabyte, is a yottabyte, okay, and then count, okay, trillion byte, and so on. All right, so based on this, okay, data generated from sensor, all right, sensor, for example, the temperature behavior for our body, for example, biological or medical sensors, and then the data go to the cloud and analyze and get the result whether the temperature is increasing or decreasing. For example, people after vaccine, okay, Pfizer vaccine, the temperature will be high, okay, so how the calculation, okay, for the temperature and how the machine learning, okay, can help us to predict what happened the next hours for the temperature after vaccination, for example. All right, so now Internet of Things is a communication, okay, network, okay, communication between the IP from device, the cloud to save the data, and then the device, okay, the device or system to support the integrating process. All right, so for example, in teaching and learning, I'm using handphone, okay, and then get the data and send the data to the learning management system, and then I analyze the data. All right, so to analyze the data, okay, there are so many ways, okay, nowadays people looking for the artificial intelligence, okay, to analyze and to get a good prediction. All right, so Internet of Things is like, okay, machine to machine, okay, talk between machine and machine, or internet, okay, for everything. All right, so for example here, okay, you can see, okay, the population, okay, 2020, okay, is around 7.6 billion. All right, so connection with a device is a 50 billion, okay, 50 billion. All right, you can see here, or we call as 5.6, okay, connection with the device. For example, yourself, okay, how much, okay, device around you, your handphone, your laptop, okay, your sensor, all right, body temperature sensor, okay, BP sensor, and so on. So it's around 6.5 device communicate with you, because some of you using 2 handphone and so on. All right, so now there are 4 layers when we call, okay, when we talk about Internet of Things. The first is what? Okay, integrated application. Okay, for example, if you are staying in the building, for example, in this, okay, building, we have the sensor, okay, smoke sensor at least, all right, and then the temperature sensor, all right, the transport, for example, if you want to catch case transport, there is a notification for you. So there is an integrated application, all right. And then environment monitoring, for example, whether the environment is a heavy, okay, high concentration with the chemical waste and so on, all right. And then the other one is a information process, okay. For in our case is a search engine, okay, is one of the important information process that you're always looking for, okay, for the search engine. And then data mining, data center, okay, nowadays people looking for the cloud data center, okay, cloud data center. And then network construction, okay, for example, what we are doing now, okay, we have the wireless, okay, network. Some of you using local area network, okay, some of you using the maybe fiber optic, okay, fiber optic construction network, okay. So it's depend on satellite, okay, satellite network and so on. So what we do is a device to support us, okay. For example, okay, you look, okay, on your left and your right, you have the okay, temperature sensors, okay, handphone, for example, GPS if you are driving, all right, and then RFID is very important to scan your attendance and so on, all right. So this is a very light, it's just a small chip, all right, we call as a nano technology to easy detect, okay, sound, for example, wave, okay, and so on, all right. So this is a 4-layered Internet of Things. So the component, okay, around you now is a sensor, all right, connectivity, the network, okay, local area network, okay, wireless, okay, or satellite or fiber optic and so on, and people around you where you want to process the data from voice, the data from the temperature, the data from the okay, anything, health, for example, health, all right. So this is the process that we need to do. So what I'm doing in my lab, okay, for example, here, I need to have a sensor. I need to have a laptop, okay, to install the software to collect the data, all right, for example, data for the temperature behavior. All right, so I developed the device, okay, to check the temperature behavior, okay, for environment, okay, environment problem, and then we developed the for example here, all right, we developed the motherboard, okay, to communicate between the cloud, okay, and then the sensor and the device that we are using. And at the same time, we develop the website. The early stage, we develop a website to communicate between the administrator and the customer. So that's we do in our research. Okay, the important is we already implement Internet of Things. So what is impact? When we collect the data, I'm using mathematical modeling. All right, when I get the data, I develop the mathematical modeling for the data, and then, okay, if the data very huge because the sensor create the data every second, okay, every second, all right. So the data very big, okay, we call as a large sparse, okay, data involve a large or big data simulation. So I need to have a supercomputer, okay, I need to have a supercomputer to do to support the big data simulation. So when I have a supercomputer, this one I call as a distributed memory, because I just join the number of CPU, and then I can solving a problem, all right, using the parallel computing approach, all right. And then towards the end, I can visualize the temperature, I can predict what happened to the data if I using the machine learning, okay, what happened to the environment. For example, here I'm finding the temperature behavior of the CPU motherboard, all right. So the temperature is very high, all right. So I do the process here, all right. I need the high performance computing, I need the local area network, okay. Why? Because I want to send a data, okay, between the CPU, all right, between the CPU. And then towards the end, okay, not just develop a model, I create the machine learning predictive model. All right. So website is one of the important. Okay. In our case, okay, we are using website to communicate between the developer, software developer to the customer, customer to the customer, research group to the technical support, all right, industry, engage and networking, okay, and then the the founder, all right, the founder, stakeholder, all can communicate through the one system, all right. So now, so during the pandemic, COVID-19, we have no problem because everything in the system. So in the healthcare industry, I believe that, okay, the Internet of Things can make money very well. For example, okay, from 2015, it's only 32.47 billion. But 2020, okay, the healthcare industry using Internet of Things, for example, temperature sensor, BP, all right, your beat and so on, okay, and then the others, for example, the environment problem, okay. So the healthcare industry 2020 now, okay, the revenue is up 160.24 billion. It's too much, it's too many, all right, because, okay, we believe that Internet of Things, all right, will improve the clinical care, okay, and then they can we can monitor the patient, all right, especially during the process of the vaccination. There are so many impact from the vaccination, but the sensor will help the patient to solve their problem, the health problem. All right. So in transportation, for example, in the car, in one car, there are so many sensors inside the car. For example, here, using a satellite for GPS, we know the direction of the car. All right, the internet Wi-Fi, it's very important to communicate with the others. The Bluetooth, if you want to make easiest driving, so the Bluetooth is very important. All right, and then towards the end is a Tetra connection. This is very important because for example, Honda, when they drive, if out of the border, so the notification will assign you to go to the direction, to the correct direction. All right. So Internet of Thing for nano thing, nano, very small. All right. I know all of you are already go for the vaccination. All right. So what they give you is a nanoparticle. Nanoparticle that will be the sensor inside your body. For example, when people say that when I have the vaccination, the electromagnetic inside in my body, yes, there is a electromagnetic to bring the vaccination inside your body. All right, so this is a nano thing network to the internet. Right, so this is common. Not people want to wash you because you just have your vaccination. You bring the nanoparticle full of the electromagnetic. All right, not this way. Because to bring the nanoparticle inside the body, we need the electromagnetic wave. All right. So now the second is an image processing. I want to do some research about my area. I'm staying in the Nusa Jaya, Nusa Jaya area, which is we call as a smart city. All right. So this full of the sensor. All right. Everywhere, especially a road, a journey, a building. All right. So full of the sensor. So you can see from outside, from the satellite. This is the environment of the Nusa Jaya, which is not very far from Singapore. The other border is Singapore. And then ice melting at the Antarctica region. All right. So also we looking that we can monitor the ice melting. You can see here the water increase. The ocean increased 7 centimeters per year. So because of the ice melting, dusting at the Antarctica region. All right, so we don't want to focus so much about the intelligent transport, all right, because we already have the experience about the tracking, the fleet management, the vehicle tracking, the insurance companies to variable your data and so on, because this is already implemented in our area. All right, so for the future, this is more on the cloud computing. Internet of Things is a drive the demand of the cloud computing. People now looking for the cloud, cloud computing, not just high performance computing, not just mobile computing, but the important is a cloud data computing. This is very important. All right, because for example, data broker also, they need the data from Internet of Things, whether the data can be generated, can be analyzed, can be sold. If you have a data, you can be sold. All right, and then how the future we keep safe about the data generated from the device, sensors, meters, or others device. All right. So now, since we have so many data, from the sensor, from your handphone, from your email, from your lifestyle, all right, from the cloud, from the for example Dropbox, for example, all in the cloud now. So how to process the data? All right, this is very important because there are so many ways to process data. Since we are mathematician, all right, all right. So how we can analyze the data. Analyze the data. All right. So if I can share something here. All right. So if I can share here, let's we go. All right. Okay, I want to go to here. All right. Okay. All right. So since I know we are in the pandemic. All right. So you can see, okay, that's what happened to our country now. Okay, people are quite very what we call very afraid about the COVID-19 disease. Okay, we see that we also very sensitive, okay, with the swab test, okay, or with the vaccination that we go now, right? And then with the infodemic, okay, viral at the Facebook, at the tweets, at the WhatsApp, and so on. All right. So this is because of because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now people looking for the new norm, okay, new norm, COVID. Okay, so this is what we have now. All right. So what we want to express here, since we are all staying at home, okay, we are all staying at home, so we are looking for the software, hardware, okay, skill. All right. For example, here, okay, since there is an outbreak in our country, COVID-19, okay, you can see here. All right. Why, okay, for example, okay, other countries, okay, the active cases for COVID is decreasing. For example, okay, America, Russia, Singapore, China, UK, okay, the number of COVID-19 is under control. Okay, why? Okay, for example here, why my country? Okay, my country, the number of active cases increasing now 19,000 per day. All right, and then Indonesia also increasing. India, all right, become decreasing, but last time is increasing, and then Japan, all right, also in the wave. Okay, why? So how to predict what happened to my country? Okay, after August, after September, and so on. So in this case, okay, we are using mathematical modeling. We are using mathematical modeling to analyze the data. Okay, some of you using SIR. Okay, some of you using statistic. Okay, some of you using mathematical modeling. But the important is how the approximation close to the exact solution, to the reality. All right, so maybe we need to improve the theorem, we need to improve the theory, we need to do the big data simulation, we need to replace from the SEIR model to the artificial intelligence model, because you can see here SIR and then artificial intelligence, the error is very huge, very far. All right, so you can see it's not accurate compared to the AI. So now let's move to one of the methodology, which is help you to analyze the data from sensor, from device, from meter. All right, and then from data that you collect from the Google form and so on. All right, so now how to apply machine learning for analyzing the big data. For example, people always say that deep learning. Okay, so this is the feature. Okay, the graph. Okay, where the artificial intelligence is a big scenario, which is we can categorize artificial intelligence into the deep learning and machine learning. Right, deep learning for the big data, terabyte. Okay, maybe yottabyte. All right, quite. Okay, for example, so machine learning, maybe terabyte is megabyte is available to process the data. So this is method to do the automatic learning and training the data. All right, so as a basic, people always say that big data. What is a big data? So let's compare between the big data and machine learning. Okay, big data is variety of the data. Okay, there are so many types of data, there are many volume, there are so many veracity. Okay, and machine learning is what? Machine learning is a method. Okay, it's a method to analyze the big data. This is what we need to set in our mind. All right, so big data. Okay, big data cannot be analyzed, cannot be trained by any method except with the machine learning or deep learning. All right, so this is a category, okay, of the big data and how the machine learning can solve the analysis of big data. Right? So many. All right. So in the machine learning, okay, machine learning, we are mathematicians. We always use a classification strategy. We always use clustering. Okay, the common is a regression. Okay, the basic regression. All right. Why? Because regression can draw you a graph. Okay, can communicate between a data. All right, or can collect the data or can group a data. So that is one of the method in the machine learning. All right, nowadays people looking for the reinforcement learning nowadays lah. Okay, integrated with some specification in the machine learning. All right, so now, so when we call machine learning, okay, people always say that they need the device, okay, to support the machine learning. All right, they need the data. For example, data maybe a speech, okay, speech, voice, okay, and then maybe a language processing. All right, so they need a hardware. For example, in my case, I'm analyze the data using GPU, CPU. All right, high performance computing, and then the software. Now people looking open source software. I'm using R, Python, Scilab, okay, Keras, TensorFlow, Jupyter, and so on. All is open source, easy downloaded. All right. So the way how to do machine learning, okay, there are two process. One is a testing, and then the other one is a training. Okay, almost 85% we do for the training and 15% to 20% for testing. So we want the graph for testing and training in the same curve, all right. So this is a cycle when we do machine learning. So the data that we have, for example, the data for COVID-19 pandemic started from February 2020 is around 600 days. Okay, so there we increase, okay, increasing, and we keep analyzing, and then the result from the increasing data will give the accurate prediction, So I'm using a tool which is open source. You can see here, very open source. So now what I can get, if I'm using Gaussian model, which is not involved in the machine learning, all right, in the mainland of China, the graph can be applied in the Gaussian model because the data is decreasing, okay, from May, April, okay, 2020. But in my country, the graph is increasing. All right, so I cannot apply Gaussian model unless I do a partition, okay, one partition to another partition, or we call as a domain decomposition. So I can represent, okay, the prediction, what happened to my country about the active case, okay, the death, okay, the recover, and so on. Okay, so we cannot go beyond because, okay, there is an error between the exact solution, exact data, and then the prediction. So I failure to use the Gaussian model. But okay, by using a time series to forecast, okay, the increasing, okay, number of COVID-19 in Malaysia, almost 1 million, okay, okay, more than 1 million, okay, per day is a 17,000 to 19,000. So I can get a multiple series. I can get a trend. I can get the seasonal, okay, data. All right, I can get the random, the errors, okay, between the exact solution and approximation solution. So okay, I believe that the machine learning will improve the forecast accuracy. So you can see my result here from January 2020 to 18
Just a reminder, Dr. Norma, can you please wind up in 5 minutes?
This one?
It's in 5 minutes, please.
All right.
Just a reminder, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so I can see that, or you can see here, okay, the graph, okay, is very accurate. So how the difference between SER before, all right. So I also can predict what happened to the COVID-19 active cases in my country for the next month in August and so on. So of course the graph is increasing. So what happened to my country now is still increasing. Okay, so means that machine learning is very accurate. Okay, we call artificial intelligence or deep learning. If the data is very big, it's very accurate to predict. All right. So another one is we use a machine learning to predict. When we have an image of the brain tumor, we can classify whether the image is a glioma, okay, malignant or polytuberous tumors, and so on. So this is very important. And of course, since I'm staying in the smart city nowadays, okay, so I just say that okay, I can predict many things. Okay, for example, okay, okay, you can see in our country. Okay, we are looking, okay, to develop as a smart city. Okay, you can see here. Okay. All right, so if I can share with you. Okay. All right. Smart city, okay, for our country. All right. The main is a Putrajaya, okay, in Kuala Lumpur. We focus many things, including administration, transport. Okay, and we can connect with the people using device, right? And there is a blueprint city, okay, at the Putrajaya as our example, right? Okay, government services also automation and robustness. Okay, the transport and mobility also. Okay, robustness, and then home city. Okay, we try to develop as a smart, right? Smart safety and security is very important. Okay, especially in the town area, right? All right. So this is my country. Okay, we try to develop a smart city because I think the device can communicate. Okay, the people can communicate the people. So now, okay, as conclusion, okay, let's we go. All right. So if I can go to the conclusion, all right. I have a few conclusion here. All right. All right, so I'm sharing the conclusion. All right, so the conclusion, okay, I can say that, all right, whatever problem, okay, we can apply mathematics. Nowadays, during the COVID, mathematician is the best, okay, what we call employability or marketability because of we have a skill of the big data and machine learning. All right, so machine learning is a most superior, okay, performance, okay, and satisfactory generalization result with the minimizing, okay, minimizing the accuracy, okay, minimizing the accuracy. All right, then second, we believe that, okay, Internet of Things, cloud computing, okay, now people said that okay, blockchain, Bitcoin is one of the important, okay, information for the planners and decision making. All right, so since we have a smart city nowadays, okay, this is a future revolution, okay, future revolution, and we're ready for the smart city. Okay, why? Because they will transform the economy and society into a global phenomena. All right, so we hope that by integrating between the fifth industrial revolution, ICT, and global insight, okay, and we hope that, okay, that will increase the humanizing, okay, the people around us, for example, device, cloud, network, and platform. All right, so thank you very much, Dr. Fiza. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Norma, for such an enlightening talk. And you rightly described to each one of us that computer and all the other hardware is our lab, and also the mathematics is our strength, and whatever skills we have, they will contribute that we wanted to contribute to our society and to our country. Thank you so much. We would like to hear more from you in the panel discussion. And there are some questions in the question answer session. Maybe because we are running short of time for the next speaker, maybe you can answer them by yourself. You can see in the question answer panel, there are some questions relevant to your talk. Please take 10 minutes to answer them and write back to them. And we continue to the next speaker, please. Thank you.